How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Today is January 29th. Apologies and asking for forgiveness are not the same. This kind of goes mostly to the old river killer, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, who, under fire right now. A lot of things going crazy in New York. And, he goes on, he's been blabbing and blasting off all year about President Donald Trump, former President Trump, going off about how he's responsible for all the COVID deaths and everything else. It's a failure for federal government and everything else. And then all of a sudden you find out he's underreported these COVID deaths up by 50%. I was watching Revenge of the Sith the other day. Go like and subscribe and share them, like I've been telling you. And they had a thing where they were talking about it the other day, and they were like saying it's like if they told you 11 people died, it's more like 40. Right, and they still don't even know the real numbers. Like, he's not giving out anything, but yet he's going on there telling out, oh, it's these people's fault. It's all the bureaucracy's fault. It's the old senior citizens homes fault. It's all you people's fault for not listening to me. Right, it's God's fault because people just die no matter what. Right, but it's like, what? Like, you're the governor. Like, you're the person, bro. You know what I mean? That's why you're the old river killer, bro. That's why you're the old river killer, Andy Cuomo. But saying I'm sorry does not make you free of guilt. And forgiveness doesn't mean that harm has not been done. An apology simply means that you are sorry for a transgression. But asking for forgiveness shows that your relationship is more important than your ego, which is not your amigo. I heard that on a podcast somewhere. That your hope is to recover the respect that may have been lost because of that transgression. Are you guys hearing me now? Acknowledgement of wrongdoing is powerful, but the humility demonstrated in asking forgiveness is when you courageously evoke your greatest strength. And that's what real leadership entails. And that's how you know that a lot of these people like Joe Biden, Chuck and Nancy, AOC saying that Ted Cruz is out to get her, she's trying to kill me. She's the girl that cried wolf. I mean, who's believing her anymore, right? She didn't know what garbage disposal was. She doesn't know any of this stuff, but she's supposed to be, she has a college degree and stuff like that, right? Allegedly, right? I mean, let's see all that, right? But yeah, she doesn't know any of this kind of stuff. She wants her cake to eat it too, right? She wants to be Miss Tough Girl, but Miss Victim Girl. She wants to be the damsel in distress, but she also wants to be the princess that's gonna slay everybody like Wonder Woman, right? She wants to be, I'm always attacked, but I'm always the one attacking everybody. Do you know what I mean? She just do you not see a pattern here? Like, how is anybody taking her freaking seriously anymore? You know what I mean? How many times do you have to say stuff before anybody goes, okay, you just do this all the time? Like, that's just your cousin Ed now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's who she's becoming. And we're all cool with this. Like, this is what our leadership has become. This is what our government has become. Oh, as long as you're saying stuff bad about that guy, that's all cool. Because I don't like him either, even though we don't know why. We just know that you guys don't. And we're just trying to be cool with you. Like, what? How's that helping anybody? How's that helping our kids going to school? How's that helping us going back to work and opening up America? How's that helping our community, our failing infrastructure? How is that helping clean the environment? How's that helping anything? It's not. It's just making people feel good. And that's not anything, right? Because feelings, like Ben Shapiro says, feelings, facts don't care about your feelings, folks. Okay? And honestly, they're fickle. I mean, people be changing boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives and other people's husbands and wives all the time, more than they be changing underwear, and that's fickle. Think about that one. Think about it. Keep it simple, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. At every moment, keep a sturdy mind on the task at hand. As a Roman and human being, doing it with strict and simple dignity, affection, freedom, and justice. Giving yourself a break from all other considerations. You can do this if you approach each task as if it was your last. Giving up every distraction, emotional subversion of reason, and all drama, like AOC and Chuck and Nancy and all the left has become nothing but drama. Nothing but complaining, bitching, moping, or excuses. That's what the right don't stand for. Reaction and accountability, and we do shit. That's why you should all come over here. We the new right. We the new generation. We doing things new. This ain't your old grandma and granddaddy's Republican or Democratic Party or America even. We doing things differently because we different, folks. Vanity and complain over your fair share. You can see how mastery over a few things make it possible to live an abundant and devout life. For if you keep watch over these things, the gods won't ask for more. Each day presents the chance to overthink things. What should I wear? What do they like me? Am I eating well enough? What's next for me in life? Is my boss happy with my work? Today, let's focus just on what's in front of us. We'll follow the direction that the New England Patriots coach Belichick gives his players. Do your fucking jobs! Like a Roman, like a soldier, like a master of our craft. We don't need to get lost in 1,000 other distractions or in other people's businesses. Just leave it right there for right now, because that's a good point to make. You know? But right now, let's get into some news. Okay? You know, we've been hearing a lot about, democracy. I save democracy. Biden was billed as, I'm gonna bring morality back. We're gonna bring all this stuff back, this and that. We're gonna go, we're gonna, democracy is the soul of our nation, and democracy is gonna be lost if we don't elect the Biden, and them Democrats get the House, the Senate, and the White House, right, in the House. And we gave them all of that, and they said Ferry Bondbender was to come down and go bippity boppity boopity boppity boop and make everything better, and nothing's better, right? And he hasn't even gone through Congress really one time. I don't even think he's talked to Chuck and Nancy at all yet, right? It's just executive, pen and pen, right? Phone and pen. 40 or so of these executive orders have been coming in, and none of them are for COVID relief for people to be getting relief, right? The 2,000 checks, where they at, folks, right? None of them's for you to be getting a job, right? They've been losing jobs at a record rate. None of them are for you to be, or your kids to be going to school. Instead, they're changing the names of schools, right? George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Paul Revere, Dianne Feinstein, right? But they got money for all that, but they ain't got money for the PPE and all that kind of shit, right? So that's just what I'm saying. These aren't leaders or anything with the best interests at hand, or your children's at hand, because their children are still going to private school. They're still going off on private jets, like John Kerry's got a private jet and everything else. They're still flying around, being hypocritical as fuck, but they want you to live up to these standards that they're not. So why are you fucking fucking following these people? That's fucking insane, folks. Don't be doing that kind of stuff, man. You know what I mean? Hold up to these people. Be like, hey, man, if you don't want me doing that kind of stuff, why are you doing that? You know what I mean? Like I said, would you want a doctor that's telling you not to be smoking cigarettes and stuff after they've been telling you that the Surgeon General says it may cause birth defects and lung cancer and all kinds of shit? No, you won't, right? All of a sudden you'd be like, what the fuck you doing, bro? That's kind of rare, right? Well, now we have the pandemic of COVID. COVID's a real pandemic, right? But we have an epidemic, right, of opioids. So we're losing people on all fronts, and people are just like, I don't know what to do. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, you're not going to just sitting at home isn't doing anything either, right? And because people are getting lonely, people are hungry, and people are tired, and people are getting frustrated, and that's why we're seeing all these people making illogical decisions, irrational decisions, right? And people need to be helping people. That's why the government's taking forever, but you got Dave Portnoy helping everybody. What is it, like 34 million in donations and stuff, small businesses, and helping people and stuff like that. That's America, baby, not the government, big government and stuff. Because look, they're dragging their feet, they ain't doing shit, right? It's been 2 weeks to the curve, folks. 2 weeks to the curve. A year later. Are you still believing the government? You smoking crack with Hunter Biden, y'all? Y'all smoking crack with Hunter Biden? Well, look, man, there's other medicines, right? Like, I do a lot of CBD and stuff like that, right? It helps me with my back. My back's been flaming on fire, right? So, and stuff like that. CBD, but it kind of gets a little expensive and stuff like that, right? It's costly and stuff like that. There's other remedies, right? I got some icy hot. I got a back brace coming and stuff like that to help me, right? But, there's other stuff that other people are doing for the opioids, like methadone, Suboxone, stuff like that. But there's other stuff that doesn't really need to be prescribed to you or whatever, right? Just almost like, things that you should be going to, like Rite Aid or Walgreens and getting right off the shelf, right? Boop, boop, here you go, boop. And just be helping you, right? That's therapeutic shit. We should be doing more of that. Well, Biden doesn't think so. Biden thinks that, you should be sticking needles in your arm and dying in a ditch somewhere and doesn't give a fuck about you or your family. And that's what he thinks. This could be your kid. I mean, his kid is an addict like that. You know what I mean? Was kicked out of the Naval Academy like that. For having crack, and he only had a crack pipe in a rental car, got found like that. I mean, that's how dirtbag that is, right? Still got a part in his son, though. Trump's less restrictive opioid-related policies. Well, he's rolling that back it's just because Trump did it. All of a sudden, it's gotta be bad. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. It doesn't matter if it was really helping people. It doesn't matter, right? So just like when the people were getting mad that Trump came in, was getting rid of the Obamacare stuff, that's the exact same thing, folks. It has been a week since President Biden was sworn into office, yet already he has signed 40 executive orders. Next on the agenda is the opioid epidemic. According to anonymous sources, some clinical guidelines will be repealed. Specifically, the president will not support the last-minute opioid treatment plan created by the Trump administration. The previous administration enforced less restrictive opioid-related policies. They allowed practitioners to prescribe buprenorphine. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. See, these people, like in the doctor's industry, they make up these things right here so that dyslexic people like myself and everything else can sound dumb when they say things like this. And they can go see it. That's why my degree is worth more. An opioid treatment drug without an X waiver. The X waiver is a federal license that permits clinicians to prescribe buprenorphine, an opioid addiction treatment, right? So that instead of just going to a doctor, whatever, you can just go, hey, I'm just gonna go over here and I'm gonna get that, boom, and I'm gonna feel good, almost like Benadryl. And that's how it should be, folks. It should be like that. That way we're not having people out here dying on the streets. We're not having people throwing up and getting sick. That's more sanitary. That's less, you know what I mean? That's how you get typhus. That's how you get a lot of weird, just nasty diseases and parasites all up in that. Right? You don't want that. It's gross. Right? And so therefore, because it's all bad, right? So it seems like they really just want you on real drugs, hard drugs like heroin and meth and crack, right, which is Biden's favorite, right? So you're not working, and so you don't even care about having a job. You don't care about having a family. You don't care about the government's mismanagement or inaction or ineptness. That's what it seems like, right? But does COVID-19 impact male fertility? Experts urge caution about new evidence. But like, I mean, in this one they did like 84 people. I mean, that's not really a real study, right? You just severe cases of COVID-19 might impact the quality of man's sperm, thus possibly impacting his fertility. So, I mean, according to a new study published Thursday in the journal Reproduction, this report provides the first direct evidence to date that COVID-19 infection impairs semen quality and male reproductive potential. So maybe you're not going to have Michael Phelps or Michael Jordan anymore. Maybe you're going to have a Patton Oswalt or a Joe Biden. Yeah. But you know, if you smoke a lot, cigarettes, drink, you know, smoke a lot of weed, that also makes your sperm count go down. Just so you know. Gotta eat better. Drink more water. Stuff like that. But like I said, 84 people, that's not a real good study. And it probably wasn't even that long. Let's move along here. It was like pulling teeth on Tish James, nursing home report, and Governor Cuomo playing games with the truth. Less like they always do. The most shocking thing about the state of Attorney General Letitia James' report on the coronavirus pandemic in New York nursing homes is what it did not contain. A definitive count of how many thousands of residents have died of COVID. Apparently, not even the highest ranking legal official in the state was able to pry that elusive number out of the Cuomo administration's clutches, but they would want it all out of Trump's, right? We got to have a gold standard, folks. If it applies to one, it applies to all, right? That's why it says in our Constitution that we are not all created equal. But under the law, we all get treated same under the law of equality. That's what that means. It doesn't mean that, like, you know, we're all Michael Jordans, we're all Michael Phelps. No, because not all of us are special, not all of us are unique, and not all of us have any kind of ambition. Some of us are just losers and want to be losers and rubes and horrible people. That's just a fact, right? That's why you got so many street people, right? Not just homeless, but street people. There's like 5% of people that just want to be like that. No responsibility, no nothing, just moving on, doing on, just leeching all this stuff. And that's the kind of shit, people. You know what I mean? This is what it is, folks. But that's why we gotta have real leadership. That's why we gotta have real accountability. That's why we gotta have real men and real women and real societies, right? We gotta. This all starts really in the home, though. Teaching your children to be better people, to actually be honest, to actually take accountability, to actually say, I was wrong, I did wrong, my bad. Because it isn't shame. It isn't a bad thing to say, hey, I was wrong. Hey, I don't know everything. You know what I mean? It actually takes a bigger person and a bigger heart, and you know what I mean? And that leads to bigger things and better things. You know what I mean? And not better is a bad way, but like big badass. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, and that's what all of us could be. We could all be like that. We could all be an eagle, full of beauty, trying to soar through the skies. But you know, I mean, but it's gonna take some of that uncomfortableness. It's gonna take a little bit of, hey, this is how I feel. Just like with mental illness and stuff, it's gonna take that. Hey, I don't feel okay right now. Hey, this is what I'm feeling. Hey, this is what I'm going through. That's why censoring people is not a great thing, because then all of a sudden you get these stuff like school shootings, domestic terrorism, stuff like that, because people aren't reaching out in the proper way. And we also need to stop judging people like that. I mean, we can make fun of people, we could clown people, but at a healthy level too. But we can also understand where people are coming from, where they need help, and we can go and we can do that. We could all do this. We could chew bubblegum and walk at the same time and play ping pong, y'all. We can do all of this. I mean, we are Americans. You know what I mean? We aren't like, you know, all these other people out here that haven't even invented the wheel or domesticated a zebra. We have none of that, right? No. You know what I mean? We do shit here. That's why America is exceptional, because we believe in that. We have that that unlimited well of optimism, and we drink forth from that every single day, all the time. We wake up and piss everybody in blue, and it ain't because of fucking STD. It's because we are Americans, man. We get this shit done. That's why everybody flocks here. That's why everybody's jealous of us, because they want that spirit of a lion, and they ain't got it because they ain't Americans, and we are. I don't care whether you are an American or you're not. This is how it is, right? And if you is, then you fam, and if you ain't, then you ain't. You know what I mean? This is how it is, folks. Get with the motherfucking program, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how we doing shit. We ain't excusing shit. We ain't being like Andrew Cuomo. Oh, it's God's fault. People die every day. Oh, my fault. Oh. We ain't doing that. We taking accountability. We manning up. We taking that can of action, and we doing shit. That's what America's gonna be about from now on and forward. We ain't gonna be with this pissy man moan shit, this pussyfooted shit. No, we building shit. Grab a hammer, bitch. Let's do this. Bad soup, man. Same bad time, same bad channel. I love you. Spread peace, love, and harmony, motherfucker.